Hi, welcome back to Toki Panda. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about numbers and amounts in Chinese. Chinese numbers are actually very logical, consistent, and surprisingly easy compared to English. By the end of this video, you will know how to count, how big numbers are formed, how to talk about amounts, and even how to use those little words called measure words, which are super important in Chinese. Let's start with the basics, numbers from 0 to 10. These are the building blocks of other numbers. 0 is 零, 1 is 一. Sometimes, especially in phone numbers, 1 is pronounced 幺 to avoid confusion. For example, China's emergency number 110 is said as 110. 2 is 二. For 2, Chinese has both 二 and 两. We will see some examples of this later, but just remember for now that 二 is used for simple and small counting, and 两 is used for bigger numbers and when you count things. 3 is 三, 4 is 四, 5 is 五, 6 is 六, 7 is 七, 8 is 八, 9 is 九, 10 is 十. Now let's count to 10. 零, 一, 二, 三, 四, 五, 六, 七, 八, 九, 十. One more time. 零, 一, 二, 三, 四, 五, 六, 七, 八, 九, 十. These are really straightforward. The next thing is, once you know this, everything else is just a combination. Let's now move on to numbers bigger than 10. Chinese is actually much simpler compared to English here. In English, we have irregular words like 11 and 12, and we use endings like ting and t. But in Chinese, you don't need any of that. You just stack numbers logically. Let's count from 10 to 19. 10, as we know, is 十. 11 is 十一, literally 10, 1. 12 is 十二, 10, 2. 13 is 十三, 10, 3. 14 is 十四, 10, 4. 15 is 十五, 10, 5. 16 is 十六, 10, 6. 17 is 十七, 10, 7. 18 is 十八, 10, 8. 19 is 十九, 10, 9. See how easy that is? Just 10 plus the digit. For 20, you say 二十, which means 2, 10. 30 is 三十, which is 3, 10. It follows this digit plus 10 pattern for all round numbers. For exact numbers, you just say digit plus 10 plus digit. For example, 99 is 九十九, which is 9, 10, 9. Let's review the pattern. For 11 to 19 is 十 plus digit. For round numbers below 100, like 20, 30, 40, and so on, is digit plus 十. For exact numbers, it's digit plus 十 plus digit. Let's see some examples. 35 is 三十五, 3, 10, 5. 68 is 68, 6, 10, 8. 77 is 77, 7, 10, 7. It's almost like building with Lego blocks, very systematic. Now let's go bigger. Just like tens using the marker 10 to make up the numbers, larger numbers have their own number markers too. 100 use 百, 1000 use 千. The number structure works the same way. Round numbers in hundreds use digit plus 百. Exact numbers in hundreds use digit plus 百 plus digit. Round numbers in thousands use digit plus 千. Exact numbers in thousands use digit plus 千 plus digit. If there's one or multiple zero in the middle, use a single 零 as a placeholder. Let's see some examples. 100 is 100. 460 is 460. 777 is 777. 1000 is 1000. 5600 is 5600. 6320 is 6320. 8989 is 8989. What if there's one or more zeros in the middle? That's where 零 comes in. Let's see some examples. 101 is 101. 202 is 202. Notice here we use 两 for the large unit 100 and 二 for small unit 2. 406 is 406. 4506 is 4506. 5060 is 5060. 8009 is 8009. Here is something unique about Chinese. In English, we group numbers by 3 digits, but in Chinese, numbers are grouped by 4 digits. So in addition to 1000, Chinese has a 10,000 marker, 1. The number construction works exactly the same. 10,000 is 1,000. 20,020 is 20,020. Notice here again, we use 两 for the larger unit and 二 for small unit. 56,310 is 56,310. 100,000 is 10,000. 200,000 is 20,000. Notice here 二 is used because it's part of 20. 1 million is 100万. 2.5 million is 250万. After 1, Chinese jumps in 4-digit steps, just like English jumps in 3-digit steps. The next big unit is 亿, 100 million. So 1 billion is 10 亿, 100 million. Once you see the pattern, it's very consistent. Now let's talk about major words. In English, we say 2 books or 3 tickets. But in Chinese, you can't just put a number directly in front of a noun. You must use a major word in between. The structure is number plus major word plus noun. Let's see some common major words. 个, general usage. When you're not sure, stick with this one. 本 for books. 张 for flat objects like tickets, tables, or paper. 杯 for cups or glasses of drink. 支 for animals or one of a pair. 位 polite measure for people. 条 for long thin things like fish, rivers, and trousers. 座 for big things like buildings and mountains. Let's see some examples. 一个朋友 one friend. 三本书 three books. 两张票 two tickets. Notice here 两 is used for counting things. 四杯水 four cups of water. 五只猫 five cats. 六位老师 six teachers. 七条鱼 seven fish. 八座山 eight mountains. Chinese also have a very simple way to talk about fractions, decimals, and percentages. For fractions, Chinese uses 分之 meaning parts of, and the order is reversed compared to English. In English, we say 1/3, where numerator comes first, then denominator. In Chinese, however, denominator comes first, then numerator. So 1/3 is 三分之一, literally means 3 parts 1. Let's see some examples. 1/2 is 二分之一. 3/4 is 四分之三. 2/5 is 五分之二. Decimals are exactly the same as English. We use 点 meaning point in Chinese. 3.14 is 3.14, literally means 3.14, exactly the same as English. Percentages use 百分之 meaning 100 parts of. The order is flipped again. Instead of saying 50%, Chinese says percent of 100, 50. The pattern is 百分之 plus number. Let's see some examples. 50%, 50%. 25%, 25%. 100%, 100%. Ordinal numbers in Chinese are formed with the ordinal marker 地 plus number. It works like saying the first, the second, the third in English, but without any modification to the numbers. Let's see some examples. The first, 第一. The second, 第二. The third, 第三. The 10th, 第十. The 25th, 第25. Here's how you can use them in a sentence. 我的第一本中文书 My first Chinese book. 他住在第10层 He lives on the 10th floor. 今天是3月的第2天 Today is March the 2nd. Now, how do we talk about how many or how much? 几 means how many, usually for small numbers under 10. For example, 你有几本书 How many books do you have? 多少 means how many or how much, with no limit. For example, 多少钱 How much does it cost? Here's more useful words to describe amount. 一些 some. 我买了一些水果 I bought some fruit. 很多 many, a lot. 教室里有很多学生 There are many students in the classroom. 少 few, little. 今天来的客人很少 Few customers came today. 多 many, much. 生病了要多喝水 You should drink more water when you are sick. 一点 a little bit. 我只想要一点米饭 I only want a little bit of rice. 多一点 a little more. 再给我多一点时间 Give me a little more time. 少一点 a little less. 少一点攀比会活得更轻松 With a little less comparison, life will be easier. And here's something cultural. In daily life, weights are often measured in 斤, which was an old Chinese metric. Used to be about 500 grams, but it's been standardized as 500 grams these days. So, 一斤 is 500 grams. This is very commonly used in shops and supermarkets as well as daily conversations. For example, 我买了一斤苹果 I bought 500 grams of apples. 一公斤 is 1 kilogram, although people use 两斤 to describe 1 kilogram more often. Let's see some examples. 超市里一公斤西红柿才15块钱 In the supermarket, 1 kilogram of tomatoes is only 15 yuan. 我需要2斤土豆 I need 1 kilogram of potatoes. And that's it for today's lesson on numbers and amounts in Chinese. Numbers are one of the most useful things to master early because you need them for shopping, prices, dates, time, phone numbers, and so much more. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope this was helpful for your Chinese learning journey. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.